What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing my top picks for Week 1 NFL Daily Fantasy Sports, guys. All right, so we back at it. So if you're new to the channel, guys, go ahead and subscribe real quick. Only takes a quick second. Hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any videos. And if you could, drop a like on the video. It really helps out the channel to gain some traction. All right, guys, so go ahead and make sure you subscribe, though, because NBA season is right around the corner, and NBA and NFL are my two top sports, guys. I dabbled in Major League Baseball a couple years back, but man, that's a whole lot of variables in baseball, man. So I'm gonna stick to what I know, and that's football and basketball. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I don't know if y'all saw the good news, man, but Mr. Goff is having a pretty good day. Jared Goff agreed to terms with the Rams for 4 years, $134 million. And 110 of it is guaranteed. That's a new record. So he gonna sleep real good tonight. All right, so I hope he comes out motivated for the games on Sunday, because he was actually one of my quote-unquote sleeper plays, but it's Jared Goff, so he's really not a sleeper, guys. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Ezekiel Elliott, guys, they say he's real close to returning, as you can see, all right, to Dallas with a deal that is very close, quote-unquote. So he's on the plane heading back from Cabo, all right, to get back to Dallas, so that way if his contract is extended and he gets what he wants as far as the deal goes and the terms, he's going to be ready to go for Sunday, guys. So keep an eye out on that Ezekiel Elliott news. A lot of guys are hoping to play Pollard at that value play, but it looks like Zeke may get the deal that he wants, and he's going to be suiting up for Week 1. So keep an eye out on the news, guys. So let's get into my top plays, guys. All righty. So let's start off with quarterback. All right, so my favorite quarterback on the slate, guys, I'm going to be honest, it was tough for me. I was kind of stuck in between Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson. All righty, I'm going to be honest, those were my two favorite. I think I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins just because he's a little bit cheaper, and he has a high total game. All right, he's in one of the higher scoring games on the slate. And if you look at Cousins, man, he has a bunch of weapons around him. He gets Adam Thielen back. You get DALVIN Cook back. This game could be a nice shootout game, which is what I'm hoping to see. And so I want to get a piece of that by getting the home team, Mr. Kirk Cousins. All right, so they're going to be putting up a pretty good amount of passing plays, as you can see, and he has a pretty nice average around 19 DraftKings points last year. But again, this is a higher scoring total when it comes to the over and under, so I do expect him to overachieve when it comes to that. So I'm going to definitely lock in Cousins. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way. Stand in that same game. Again, I love this game. I'm going to go ahead and lock in Dalvin Cook, man. I love this guy. He looked really good in the preseason. And as we know, this guy has some explosive running abilities, and he's going to play a part in the passing game as well. All right. So when it comes to DFS, when it comes to our running back, we want him to get rushing attempts, but we also like the ones that have the ability to catch the ball and actually gets targets, and Dalvin Cook is definitely that guy. If for some reason they can't get the running game going, he could definitely pick up some points when it comes to receiving. As you can see, he's averaging around 15 DraftKings points. For 6K, I think we can get 20-21 out of him, to be honest, but we'll see. All right, so Dalvin Cook is definitely somebody that I definitely like. Another running back that I'm high on, again, you know, some of the notables that we already know. Barkley is going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of work, okay? This guy is averaging somewhere around 15 or so or more attempts when it comes to rushing, and he's getting 8, 9, 10 targets a game when it comes to the passing side. This guy's a workhorse, and he was challenged by the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Mr. Tom Brady, who just got a 2-year deal at like 42. Who does that? Alrighty, well, the guy's good at what he does. But anyway, he challenged Barkley to say, okay, you were great for one season, but can you do it for multiple seasons, long term? He said, I accept your challenge. So Barkley is definitely somebody I'm going to have in my lineups. Alrighty, but he's 9K, so I'm going to be going somewhere else. But I definitely will have him in some of my lineups. But my second favorite running back as of today on this slate that I'm going to pair with Cook is going to be CARSON, man. This guy here is in a good spot. Again, doesn't have a lot of people fighting him for position when it comes to attempts and things of that nature, and so I do like him. He gets a couple of targets every now and then. I guess it depends on how the run game goes. All right, but I like Chris Carson because, again, he's a workhorse back. He's going to get the runs, and he gets a lot of goal line work. So give me some Chris Carson. Again, we're expecting Seattle to beat the snot out of Cincinnati, but we'll see how that goes because they don't have AJ Green. All right, so it's going to be a tough game. So I'm thinking they're going to run the clock, and this guy Carson should get some nice runs. All right, just hopefully the game doesn't get too far out of hand where he gets, benched or something like that. But next up, wide receiver. This guy is too cheap in my opinion, so I'm going to have him in a good amount of my lineups, but it's going to be DeDe Westbrook, guys. So as you can see, he's getting 8, 9, 10 targets, and this was when they had Blake Bortles, inefficient, non-quarterbacking. Let me calm down. But anyway, long story short, they got Nick Foles now. The guy can throw the ball. He can put up some points. And so I like DeDe Westbrook, #1 receiver in Jacksonville in another game that's going to be high scoring. Hopefully you guys catch the theme of high scoring games. So that's what we want to focus our attention on, especially in cash games. All right, because again, high team totals means high DraftKings points when it comes to the players on the field, and then we want to try to determine where we are going to attack that particular game. And DeDe Westbrook is definitely somebody that I definitely want to use to attack that game. So next up, I'm gonna give you a tight end. So my tight end play, again, one of my favorite guys. Again, a lot of people are looking at BARKLEY on New York, but I want to go with the tight end, guys, and we all know who that is, right? That's going to be Mr. ENGRAM. All right, they cleared out Odell Beckham Jr., right? And this guy gets a good amount of targets for a tight end, and what's great about it is that he gets, some attention when it comes to that. So this Dallas game, alrighty, they're going to be a tough defense overall, but when it comes to guarding the position, he should be okay. As you can see, last year when they played this team, he got 7 for 7 when it comes to his reception and a TD, all right, for 19 DraftKings points. All right, so Evan Engram is who I like, or my favorite tight end at the moment. But my second favorite, or my follow-up tight end, is going to be this guy here, man. Again, cheap value, DELANIE Walker. All righty, coming back, good to go. All right, $3,500 is really cheap for a guy. The quarterback, I don't know what's going on with Mariota, guys. But anyway, long story short, DELANIE Walker should get him some good targets. You see, he got 7 in the game versus Miami last year, week 1. Then he got hurt after that. So should be a nice coming back party for DELANIE Walker. Again, one of the top receivers on that team, which they don't have a lot of options, to be honest. So I like DELANIE Walker as well, but I'm not going to play 2 tight ends, but he is definitely my second favorite tight end. But you got some other options at tight end, guys. Of course, you can pay up for the big bucks for Kelsey, Kittle. I don't really like Zach Ertz myself, but the guy, as you can see, he gets a good amount of targets. All right, a couple of games where he got double-digit targets, so he's also a workhorse as well. In that Washington game, they're favorites, big favorites there, matter of fact. All right, so Wentz is back too. All right, throwing the ball, so definitely somebody you can go with. But again, I'm paying down so I can pay up at my running backs, and I'm going to put me a running back in my flex as well. For defense, though, I'm going to go with a value play. Again, as everybody knows, Andrew Luck shocked the NFL by retiring at one of the preseason games, and so guess what? They decided to go ahead and pay Jacoby Brissett some money to lock him down and get him under contract. So I'm going to play the defense against them. All right, they say that he's going to be better this year because, he has more experience and blah, 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 blah. But I'm going with the Chargers at $3K going up against Indianapolis. All right, without Andrew Luck, this team could get me 15, 12 DraftKings points, and at $3K, that's very cheap. One of the cheapest options. Of course, you could go down a little bit further when it comes to defense and play a $2,000 option, but I'm not playing the Bengals or some of those other teams. But definitely, I think the Chargers are a good pick. Another defense I like is going to be Eagles. I like the Eagles as well in that game. They're going up against Washington. Their starting quarterback is a career backup, just holding the spot for the young rookie to take over there in Washington. So I definitely like Philly at 3.6, but again, I'm paying down at the Chargers, so that leaves me 6.7K for my other 4 positions, guys. So got a lot of options there. You can play up for one of these high dollar wide receivers. I like Julio Jones in that Minnesota game. I know what it says right here under the opposition rank, but I don't care. is Julio Jones, man. If he's good to go, alrighty, as you can see, Foot is very, very close to a new contract. Alrighty, so I'd be surprised and disappointed if he did not get this done this week. But Julio Jones is matchup proof, guys. I'm not worried about whoever is on the other side of the ball. As you can see, this guy's a beast. 31, 29, 27, 28, 33, 36. All right, nobody does like Julio. And again, it's going to be a nice high-scoring game. But, you know, that's AK. So if you throw him in there, for example, you know, that gives you 6,100. So week 1, the pricing is all over the place. It's very soft to get you all excited and get you into these NFL contests, guys. So you're going to have a whole lot of options. So let's talk about how you can go ahead and focus in on some of your options, guys. So here's a great tool that I use, guys. Draft Dashboard. All right, so Draft Dashboard is a research tool that I use for NFL and my NBA DFS research. You also have NHL and hockey and MLB and also WNBA. Didn't even realize that they had that now, but those are all options when it comes to Draft Dashboard. But anyway, if you like to give it a shot, you can try it out for $1, and that gets you 30 days of access. That's 4 NFL weeks of free use of this software, so you can try it out. So what's great about this software is this, right? We have this browse. You can browse the team, and it shows you a lot of the top plays for that particular game. It shows you the over and under, the weather forecast, any major injuries, things of that nature. You got your depth chart if you want to know who's the top running back or quarterback or whatever the case may be. Then also over here, we also have this printable cheat sheet. I did not know this, but you have a way you can print these matchups where it has a bunch of the information about the games where you can print those out if need be. You also have an NFL cheat sheet that is updated closer to the start of the slate. All right. Of course, a lot of the news and updates and stuff will change the picks when it comes to this NFL cheat sheet. But as you can see, guys, we have a couple of players on this cheat sheet already. As you can see, some of them with this little red dot are the ones that I have watched. So another feature of Draft Dashboard is that if you use the link in the description of the video to get the 30-day trial for $1, you'll be linked to my Draft Dashboard, right? Because you signed up with my referral link. And what will happen is whatever players that I watch, you will have access to them on your Draft Dashboard. All right, so you would just go into your Draft Dashboard, click on Watch Players. Up here to the top right, you see this button that says Watch DK Addicts Picks. When you click on it, what it's going to do is it's going to load all of my player pool into your Draft Dashboard. And what you can do with that is come over here to the lineup optimizer and let Draft Dashboard optimize you a lineup. Let's say you want to use it to optimize you a cash lineup like this one right here. Not too bad. Russell Wilson, SAQUON, BARKLEY, Chris Carson, Deshaun Jackson, who's back in Philly. All right, could be a good game there, right? Going up against Washington. We got DEDE WESTBROOK, one of my favorite plays on the slate, D Hopkins. This guy here is matchup proof as well. Got DELANIE Walker as that value at tight end. Then Dalvin Cook. Man, well, that Bengals defense, I don't know, but $2,000, that's a salary saver, but you spent your whole $5,000. And yeah, so if that lineup you like it, click save lineup, and then it's saved over here to your saved lineups. All right, just make sure that you select the right slate. So I'm gonna be playing on the main slate, so let me go ahead and hit that. As you can see, it adjusted the lineup just a little bit because Houston's not playing in that slate, so you don't see D Hopkins anymore, but you got Stephon Diggs. I like that. All right, also guys, if you would like to where am I going? There we go. Mass lineup generator, guys. So if you want to build 100 lineups and get into that Millie Maker contest, you can come on over here, click on generate 100 lineups. You want it to be within $1,000, so you don't want to leave too much on the board. If you want to change that, you can adjust that. All right, you can change your randomness, how many unique players you want to have per lineup. All right, so if you want to make it to where you have at least 2 unique players to give you some differentiation in there, cool beans. All right. The maximum player exposure. So if you don't want to have more than 40% of one particular player, you can go down here and change that. So I'm going to go with 75, and I'm going to hit generate lineups. As you can see, Draft Dashboard does all the heavy lifting and goes in and builds me 100 lineups. All right, so when it comes to using these lineup optimizers, guys, just remember this, guys. It takes skill still to go ahead and make sure that you select plays, because at the end of the day, this is just software, but it'll give you a good foundation when it comes to building your lineups. And as you're going to see, Once it gets done generating the lineups, so let's say these are my lineups, right? I can go in here and I can modify them. So if I see this particular lineup right here that I want to change, I can just go ahead and click on optimize. Alrighty, as you can see, I have $300 left on the board. So if I don't want Cole Beasley, I can go in here and I can see which other players are available around that price point. As you can see, Albert Wilson, I don't really like that offense. So I like Nelson Aguilar on that Philly offense. So there you go. I can click on that one and it changes it out to Aguilar. If I don't like Amari Cooper for whatever reason, I could go over here, click on his name. Oh, Alan Thielen. There you go. Give me some Thielen. All right. So if I like this lineup, cool. There we go. Save lineup. I actually had $200. I could have changed my defense. All right. So let's say I want to go with the Cardinals for whatever reason. All right. You could do that. So that's how you would go in there and change your lineups. And so also, guys, let's say you go in here, you do your mass lineup generator, and then you save your lineups and you go and export them to DraftKings or FanDuel, right? You can also come back over and do your late swap optimizer, all right, to go in there, download your lineups, upload that file onto here, change out your late swaps, and then go back and upload that CSV file to update your lineups. If there's any late breaking news and you need to change a lot of your lineups. So that's an option for you as well, guys. So that's Draft Dashboard. Thank you, guys. I know the video was kind of long, kind of went on a ramble there about a couple of things, but you know, it's week 1. Got to knock the dust off. All right, guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and follow me over on Twitter. All right, it's going to be at DK_addict, ADDICT. All right, over on Twitter. All right, if I have any updates on my picks or if I have any news that breaks and there's some great value that comes out, I will send it out on Twitter. You know, last year during the NBA season, we had a lot going on, so we were doing a lot when it comes to that. So go ahead and drop a subscribe real quick, guys, again, for NBA, NFL, DFS, daily fantasy sport picks regularly. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. All right, guys, so thank y'all for listening. I do appreciate you, man. And also, y'all have a good day. Peace.